everyone, my name is Saksham Dikshit and this is my channel Pentest Diaries. So today I'll make another video in the same series of knowledge share, and in this video I'll try to cover the topic which is a known one, which is avoid these mistakes in blockchain coding. So when you are making a code in blockchain, make sure you have to avoid these mistakes. So I'll try to cover a couple of things, risk, and even I'll provide that what actually the mitigation for it, what actually the precautions you can take it for it, and what's the impact on it. Everything I'll try to get covered in this video. This is purely be a content based knowledge which I want to share it with you, so that at the time when you work in this section for it, like you have learned a lot about the coding itself. But the thing is that these are the things most of the time when as a security professional, when you're testing the code, definitely you can identify it. But if anyone is seeing this video and that person is working like a developer in either in a Solana or in making a code on Solidity or on any other programming language itself, that person should follow these things, especially in blockchain itself. That person should have to follow, otherwise your contract or your code will be in a security breach and itself, and it may get compromised at any point of time, and it will impact the whole organization. If you're working that for the enterprise environment, definitely it will be in a risk. So to avoid these risks, what are the precautions, what type of things you have to take care of it, and what are the main stuffs which you have to avoid such type of incidents which may lead to a compromise of your contract. Okay, so I'll talk about the first thing, which is lack of proper input validation. We heard about it at a couple of cases, and even in OWASP also. Most of the time, couple of guys identify the vulnerability based on input validation, but this is just not only the vulnerability which can get, like we are putting something and we are getting some error. No, not like that. It may create a problem later phase itself if we are giving any appropriate response from the error format, and the person can get details about it. Couple of times the person can customize that input stuff and get the appropriate results from that, from the software, from the application, even from the couple of cases from the code also. That was the reason input validation is one of the things which we have to take care of it. So what's the risk of it? Failing to valid user inputs can lead to vulnerabilities such as injection attacks. That's one of the thing. Like injection is one of the thing which can fetch out couple of things from your code itself, and which example is SQL injection in off-chain database itself. You can fetch out the content also out of the database itself. Buffer overflow or unexpected behavior in smart contract, that's also coming under the category of it. Now what's the mitigation for it? So to talk about the mitigation, always validate the input. Like whenever there is an input you are taking it, then at the time it should be get it validated, it should be sanitized data, and use a secure code practice. Always having at the time of writing a code, it should be follow the secure code practice all the time, so that your code should be secured, and at the time when you're leaving the organization, at least the person who is follow your code and going further with that person will not have to work extra just to secure your code first and then going further with that. Okay, so make sure whatever the things you are making it today, it should be get utilized and get it reflected for the future also. So make sure your code should be secured. Going further with the next section, which is ignoring gas limitation and the transaction fees. Most of the persons are not care about it. Like as per my knowledge, as per my understanding, couple of guys when they are writing a code, they don't care about like how much is the gas limitation over there itself, and what is the cost for the transaction itself. That's also most important. If you're consuming a lot, then in that case definitely per gas basis it will charge a lot. So ultimately it will impact the whole project. So it's far better for you. You just have to think about it, what actually is the requirement and what's the capability for it. Accordingly, try to make your code optimized to that level, so that you have to utilize a less gas instead of consuming on a higher end. We see the risk. Not considering a gas limit in Ethereum or other blockchain platform can result in transaction failing or being stuck, leading to a wasted resources and delays. That's one of the thing. So cost is also one of the thing. You are losing more money just because of this. Talking about the mitigation, so calculate the gas requirement accurately. Just get it calculated accurately as per your need. Optimize the smart contract and transaction to minimize gas usage, and monitor gas price to avoid extensive transaction fees itself. So that was one of the thing itself. You just have to take care. Mitigation is a bit clear about it. Like you have to take care The things are already in place in all the vulnerabilities. The mitigation is already been in place. There's nothing like a new thing. But the thing is that we are avoiding such type of incidents. That was the reason behind it. It may cause extra cost for you. So that was the reason. We just have to be careful about at the time of writing the code. Make sure it should be optimized, and we have to know what is the requirement of the case for our smart contract. Going further with that, with the third point is a poor smart contract design and the logic error. That's also one other thing. In couple of cases, people are not aware about it. Even few things are required, few things are not required, but as they are copying the code from multiple sources, they just make it that. So they have the poor design. Just because of that, couple of things they don't require it, but still they are putting in the code itself as they have copied, and they're not aware about it. That's also lead to poor design itself, and they're not aware of, they have not secured all the channels for it, and the logic error is also one of the concern for it. So we'll see the risks. So the flaws in a smart contract logic, such as latency attack, vulnerabilities, or unintended state changes, can exploit by the attackers to manipulate or drain the funds from the contract. So these are the things. The person can retry the same stuff again and again and again. By that way itself, at end, all the funds which you have it by the smart contract can be get it ruined completely. Whole contract fund balance will be completely become zero just because of this risk. If you have not designed your smart contract appropriately, it should be a secure code, it should be secure design. You have to make it for a smart contract, then only it should be on a secured end. What's the mitigation? Follow established best practices for smart contract development, conduct comprehensive testing, unit testing, integration testing, and fuzzing, and perform formal verification where possible. That's clear about it. Like whatever the things you are making it, make sure you are a coder. You can't do everything. You can't do the unit testing. You can't do the integration testing. Can't do the penetration testing. Don't go for it. Your job, you have to do it well and give it the task to the next unit so that they have to take care of it. They will test all the possibilities and they will let you know whether there is a possibility of any blocker, any vulnerability is present over there itself, any loophole is present over there. It's not. If not, then definitely you can go further with that. But if there is a possibility, definitely you just have to close those points. That was the reason. Even if you have whatever, if you think like your the design is bit clear about it, bit secure, but still go for the testing appropriately so that at least you can double assure, okay, my code is appropriately secure, as I have assurance from the unit testing team, even from the penetration testers, even from the integration team also, they have tested all the possibilities and now my code is bit secure. If I'll talk about a 0 day, definitely 0 day can be identified in future aspects, but at least the known vulnerability which is available in the market, that to be tested by these guys. Going further with that, insecure storage and handling of private keys. That's also one of the bigger challenge for it. We'll talk about the risk. Storing private keys insecurely or exposing them in code can lead to unauthorized access and theft of funds or sensitive information. So in couple of cases, what actually the coders are doing it, they just hard code in the keys inside of the code only. So what exactly the impact of it, when an attacker or any intruder guy, when they are accessing such type of code, they have the accessibility of the code, they get the key also very easily as it's hard coded inside of the code. That was the reason we had it. We are not supposed to save any keys inside of the code itself. We have to be placed in a separate zone so that we simply have to use it, not to hard code it inside of the code. That was one of the things which may lead to compromise your whole setup for it, as the private key is holding by the person. Any attacker have it, then definitely they can take the stuff, they can take the I can say that they can take the money also, or if I talk about any cryptocurrency, definitely that person can take that money also out of it. So that was the reason. Make sure you're not hard coded any private keys out of the code. What's the mitigation? Make sure you secure storage solution like a hardware wallet or a key management system, KMS, encryption, private keys both at rest, in transit, and never hard-coded keys in source code. That is the most important point. Always remember, never ever hard-coded the keys inside of the source code. It should be always away from, or these are the possibilities. You can use a hardware wallet, you can use a key management tool, you can use you can use encrypt private keys at rest or in transit also, you can use that, but there is no need to hard code that key inside of the source code. Never go for it. Now going for the fifth point, these are a lot of points. I'll try to get it covered. I know a couple of things maybe go in a different ways itself for you, but when we talk about all the possibilities, I'll talk about all the enterprise sections, couple of things will be coming under the category 4. That was the reason I tried to cover all the possibilities, so that if a person handles such type of situations, only that person can, I'll try to cover all the possibilities, not for a single person. Going further with the fifth point, neglecting a blockchain platform is specific consideration. What it means? We are avoiding neglecting the blockchain. We are using the blockchain platform, but we are not concerned. We are not aware about it. What actually the I can say. How much we can utilize that, what actually the features, functionality of that platform itself. We are not concerned about it. We are not aware about, we are not aware of the potential of that platform. That is a thing. We are neglecting the blockchain platform specific consideration. That's one of the major point. What it means, each platform like Ethereum, Hyperledger has its unique feature, limitations, security consideration. Ignoring these specific can lead to compatibility issues or security vulnerabilities. As if we are using Ethereum, in couple of cases, even couple of scenarios, use cases, I have seen it. The people are using Ethereum, but they're not aware about it, whether as per their requirement, whether Ethereum is the best suitable blockchain for them, or Solana is the best, or Polygon is the best. They're not aware about it. They're not concerned about it also. So that was one of the things. You should know what's your requirement. Accordingly, try to get it mapped, the blockchain. Accordingly, platform, you have to get it mapped. You know the functionality, features. Then on the basis of that, try to get it mapped with the use case. Not everywhere you have to use Ethereum, not everywhere you have to use the Polygon, not everywhere you can use the Solana. That is one also one of the limitations for it, and it may lead like Ethereum having some limitations, Solana also having some limitations, Polygon also having some limitations. So these having some limitation, everything having a limitation. So if you're not aware about what actually your requirement, and definitely it may create a problem for you later phase itself. That was one of the risks. You have to be aware about the actual features about that platform which you're utilizing it for your work, and then accordingly try to get it mapped, so that in future aspects also, if you try to get it, go further with that code itself, at least you can go for it, not to get it restricted with a appropriate feature which is provided by the platform only. And if you wanted that to be get upgrade, you wanted that to be added new feature inside of it, there is no possibility for, as is not supported by that platform. That was one of the thing. What's the mitigation? Understand the platform architecture, consensus mechanism, gas fees, transaction processing limits, adhere to the platform specific best practices and the guidelines provided by the blockchain community. Make sure you have to be aware about these things appropriately, so that you can use it as per your need. That's clear. Now going to the insufficient testing and deployment practices. That's also most important. Couple of cases you can see, deploying code to the blockchain without adequate testing and leads to a bug vulnerabilities, unintended consensus, affecting user and the stakeholders. What exactly it means? You make the code, but you have not going with the testing, as I have discussed in the previous second point also. In couple of cases, the developers are making the code, and designing also have discussed about it, and they have not gone with the testing, appropriate testing for it, just to know whether their code is appropriately secured or not. That is also one of the problems. So insufficient testing is also a concern. If you're not going with a thorough testing, definitely there is a vulnerability will be stay forever with your code, and definitely at a point when attacker is trying to utilize that vulnerability and can take away everything from you. Using the smart contract can lead to a bigger attack in later phase itself. It might be possible you lose a lot of money just because of this vulnerability, and as you have not doing with the thorough testing appropriately on time, that was the reason it may lead and create a problem for you later phase itself. So make sure you have to go with the appropriate testing at time, so that in later phase itself you can avoid such type of incidents and you are on a secure end. 0 day, still I'm telling you, this is one of the possibility in later phase itself. Definitely no one is aware about the 0 day attacks, but at least a known vulnerability which is available in a market, if you are aware about it, you should have to go with a proper testing, so that at least you're on a secure end. They will test all the possibilities. You can't do everything. You are a developer, so if you are a developer, don't go with like you can act like a tester also. Don't go for it. No one can do all the things. So if you are a developer, your duty is just to make a secure code, and the duty of the tester, penetration testers, they have to test that from all the possibility, all the controls, all the test cases. They have to go with that, so that they can check all the possibilities to breach the security level of that platform, that application. Okay, whatever the code you have read from your side. So that's also one of the thing. And the mitigation is straightforward. Implement rigorous testing strategies, unit testing, integration testing, stress testing, and the security auditing. That's also one of the things which you have to go with that. Use testnet for initial deployment to simulate the real world conditions before deploying to the mainnet. So that's also one thing. Like this is one of the possibility. Like it's not possible you have to deploy that application on a mainnet and can get a test. You definitely have to use a testnet in that case, so that at least you have a lot of possibility to test in all the ways, so that no real money you have to invest just for the testing. At least a testnet, you can spend a lot of bitcoins, you can Ethereum, you can spend it just to get a test appropriately. So that's also one of the things which you have to take care of it. So there is a possibility, there is a simulation, you can do it very easily. There is no point like you have to lose any money. You have to go with the testing. You have a test environment also over there itself just to get a test. No money you can lose it. Going further with that, if I talk about the failure to stay updated and security best practices and vulnerabilities, what it means. So failure to stay updated with security best practices, like in couple of cases, developers are writing the code, but they are not aware about it. What's the latest trend right now? What are the latest technologies? What are the different type of features right now available in this programming language? They're not aware about it. They are just still be using older practices, as they have not gone through the documentation regularly. They are not aware about the latest versions. They are not aware of the latest features, latest modules. They're not aware about it. That was one of the concern for it. So not keeping abreast the latest security threats, that was the reason. Like, for example, if you're using one of the feature which right now be a vulnerable, and in couple of forums people are telling like these are you have to avoid in your code, you can use, instead of using this you have to use this. But as you are not up to date, you are not going through multiple forums, you're not aware about it, you'll still be using the same thread, you're using the same stuff, same features on your code, and at that time later phase once it get deployed and it's not going with appropriate testing, definitely that will be a weaker point, and the attacker can use the same point, can compromise your whole smart contract. So that's also one of the things. Make sure you have to be updated with the latest threats, so that you can customize your code, you can make your code secure as per the latest threats. And mitigation is straightforward about it. Stay informed through a security advisories. Definitely you just have to go through multiple forums, stay connected with the multiple professionals who are working in the same field. They are providing a lot of threats which are available in the market itself. According, try to make your code secure. That's one of the things. Going further with that 8th point, a retrency attack. That's also most important. So I'll give it a scenario first. A malicious contract exploit a vulnerability in your contract, allowing you to call your function multiple times and steal funds with each calls. What exactly this attack is happening? I'm just giving a text straightforward. Due to retrency attack, the same call will be called again and again and again, and every time it calls, it will reduce the funds, and it reduce the funds till the funds become zero. Till then the call will be continuously triggering and it's not get terminated. So the calls is get triggered but it's not get fulfilled. The job is not get fulfilled. That was reason same call will be called once again and again and again, and the funds is releasing continuously, but the job is not completed. That was the reason it will call again and again till the funds become zero and that terminated after that. That is a scenario for it. What's the prevention for it? Use secure coding practices like checks for effort, ensuring an action is completed before allowing further interaction. So make sure once a call is there, once a call is generated, it should be get it completed, then only the next thing will be get it allowed, otherwise it will not allowed. That was the reason we have to make sure. And retrency guard is also one of the things which you can use it, preventing a function from being re-entered while processing. So till the call is still being progress, there is no need to recall once again. We have to hold that. That's also one of the thing, a literacy guard, we can utilize it in this situation. Okay, what is 2024 advancement? Expect striker coding standards and the automated tools to help identify or prevent retention vulnerabilities. So couple of tools are available in the market. Automated tools are also available in the market, and the best coding standards are also available in the market, which you can get it, which you have to follow it to make your code bit secure about it, and you can write a smart contract bit secure. Going with the 9th point, I thought that I'm just covering a lot of things. Maybe it become boring for you, but I wanted that everything to be get covered. If you think like this has become boring, just stop the video, just take a break of 5-10 minutes and then again go for that. This is most important. Like, these are the things you have to be noted down somewhere. Download this PDF file. It take a lot of time for me to prepare this, but these are the things you have to be take as a reference point when you are doing a penetration testing or you are writing a code from your side, so that at least you can make a secure code or you can test it in all those possibilities. If developer is not doing their job appropriately, at least a security professional point of view, you can do these testing appropriately, so that you have to secure your organization. Going further with the integer, overflow and underflow. In this scenario, what exactly is happening? Mathematical operation or integers, whole numbers, can lead to unexpected results if they exceed the maximum or minimum allowed values. So whatever the values get it allowed for the integer, either we have to exceed that or we have minimum value which is allowed, we have exceed that also. In both the scenarios, we'll try to exceed in both the ways. From the maximum also, for the minimum also, we'll try to get exceed. This is a overflow, which overflow and the underflow is happening in case of integer. How to get it? Prevent, use libraries or tools designed for safe integer arithmetic, or consider using a safer data types like being big integers. That's, you can use it instead of using a direct integer, you can use a big integer in place of an integer itself, just to avoid such type of overflow or underflow. And 2024 outlook, safer libraries and compiler warnings might become more prevalent to catch these issues very early. We can do that very easily. If we are running the code, automated scanners, we can run it against your code. Definitely you can identify it very easily. Going further with that, now we'll talk about the access control issues. This is also most important. Granting unauthorized access to functions on the variables in your smart contract can lead to unintended consequences like a theft or manipulation of the data itself. That's also most important. If you're not giving a appropriate access, granting appropriate access, then in that case it may lead, like if you're giving an inappropriate access to any variables, you're giving inappropriate access to the functions, then definitely it may leads the attacker can use the same type of loopholes, I can say that, or misconfiguration, or I can say that inappropriate coding practices. If you are using it, providing access to anything else, or you're providing access to full access, make every variable as a public one, then in that case it may leads at point of time, it may leads a problem for the user itself, and the attacker can utilize the same issues in inappropriate coding practices, and that person, attacker, can use and still take out all the data and manipulate the data also. Like if you have a data over there, so that person can get manipulated very easily. That's also one of the things which we can say that we have to be very careful about it at the time of providing the access to the appropriate variables and to the functions to the users itself. Implement robust access control mechanisms using a visibility modifiers or ownership system rules to restrict access based on the intended users or the rules itself. Make sure it should be getting defined as per the need itself, and as per the need we have to define appropriate rules where we have to grant the access to the appropriate users, whosoever have the right to get access appropriate functions, appropriate variables. We have to grant the access accordingly, not to all. And the last one is 2024 enhancements. Expect advancement in access control libraries and the framework to simply secure access management. That's clear about it. Only two things are left. Now going to the 11th point, that is ignoring a security audit. This is also a major problem. In couple of organizations, they make the code, they have deployed that, they go with the testing also, but they have the internal testing team only. So I always having a thought like you have to go for a third party assessments for it. Make sure you have to go with the audit appropriately, security audit, so that at least you can check, you can take an opinion from the security professionals outside your organization. They can test it all the possibilities, and they have like, they always having a mentality to identify something so that they can showcase something in front of the client. So that was a mentality they having, and why not we can use such type of mentality. We have to force them to get it, identify a new vulnerability out of the code itself, which is not identified by the internal team. So make sure you have to be go with the security audit appropriately, whatever the frequency defined by the SOP, go with that only, but don't avoid that, don't ignore the security audits. It should be get it conducted appropriately. I'm not reading the content, that's the only thing which I have just explained you. This is the only content is reflecting over there itself. Now the bonus tip, stay ahead of the curves. What it means. So the threat landscape is constantly evolving. Keep yourself updated on emerging vulnerabilities and security best practices in a blockchain develop community. So make sure that you have to be up to date. You have to be a part of the multiple communities so that you are aware about the latest threats. Accordingly, try to make your practices, make your secure code practices so that you can contribute and you can learn a lot of things, and that you can get it implemented in your organization at the time when you're writing a code. And that's all about the stuff. We just want to get it covered. By avoiding these common mistakes and stay informed, you can significantly enhance the security of your blockchain code in 2024 and even beyond that. And remember, secure code is essential for building a trust, a sustainable blockchain ecosystem. That's most like blockchain is always, when we are talking about, everyone is talking only one word, which is a trust. So if we are making a trust, we want to develop a trust, we have to make a code secure. Then only we can generate, or we can make a trust factor over there itself between organizations and that users. Make sure. So I hope you like this video and the things which I want to get it covered in this video. If you like this video, please subscribe my channel. I try my best to make the best content out of it, and definitely a lot of things in pipeline itself. I'll try to make a lot of content along with that knowledge share. One of the things I'll try to push it from my side, so that whatever the latest trend, latest things which I'm seeing in the market itself, I'll try to make a content on it. Simultaneously, you can have recently started one of the series for the Solidity based crypto zombie. So that's one of the series I have started recently. I'll work on that. Simultaneously, I'll try to work on a practical section also, one in the section of the testing ways. Like basically we have covered one of the series for the cool tricks. Similar like that, one of the series I'll try to make it soon. I'll try to make a content on that also, so that everyone having a different flavor of the content from this. Like I do not want everyone will, like if a persons are having concern about the blockchain, they are looking for the content on the blockchain, they're getting it. But couple of guys who are connected with me, they are looking for a content based on security, they're looking for a content based on command line based, how to do the testing and such type of thing. I'll definitely try to make a content on that also, along with the Solidity, along with this knowledge share. I'll try to make a content on that also. So hope you like this video. If you like this video, please subscribe my channel. Thank you so much. And even you can connect me on LinkedIn also. I'll provide the LinkedIn profile link in the comment section of this video, and if you want to provide the comment feedback from your side, you can provide that. Thank you so much once again. Take care. Bye bye.